episode 1119 of Hard Factor. It is Friday, January 6th, 2023. Whoa, January 6th. Watch out. Thank you for cheating on the news with us today. I've got so much in the coffee for you. Congress, the Frog of War, moving locations, and then some great updates in the cream of the crop. Good news, finally. So, for once. You know?
Hell yeah.
Huge news day.
That's good. Wes has high-rise hell on deck after that.
Yeah, gonna be going down to Miami for a little high-rise problems. Yeah, we don't go to Miami enough. It's beautiful down there.
Would you say it's Florida Man Friday?
I mean, it absolutely could. Yes, 100% Florida Man Friday.
Pat and I are actually in Florida right now as you're listening to this.
Yeah, how about that? You ever think about that?
Well, we are live.
And speaking of Pat, well, that's true. For the live, welcome to the live viewers. We're not in Florida yet.
Touche.
But people who are listening on Friday, we're in Florida right now. And speaking of Pat, he's got the Hive 5 to close it out today.
You damn right I do. We're going to listen to some voicemails. We're going to talk about some comments, some nice things that people said about us on the internet. And it's going to be a delight. So you stay tuned till the end.
That's beautiful.
That sounds fantastic. Fantastic. Don't forget Hive Hour, Florida Man Friday. Those bonus podcasts are available at patreon.com/hardfactor. That's 2 bonus pods a week. Very funny, if I might say so myself. Also, you can get them on Spotify subscriptions, Facebook subscriptions, Instagram subscriptions, YouTube memberships, whatever. Yeah, do that. Pat, you were saying you did something very irresponsible before we started taping, and I wanted to ask you.
I didn't say that. I said sad.
Sad? Okay, sorry, not irresponsible. Sad.
Well, as a grown man, sad, I think.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you guys what it is, and I want your take on it.
Everyone in the house?
No, didn't do that. What did you do
The
today?
whole family over.
What did you do? No, I didn't do that. What are you talking about? What did you do?
No, not that.
family in the
Okay, it's not that. Okay, it's not that.
All right.
All right, so what year is it? It's 23, right? So, okay.
2023. Yep.
My good friend, 2 good friends of mine got married in 2018, I want to say. So that's like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was in the wedding, and it wasn't a tux wedding. It was a wear a blue suit wedding. So first thing I did, thought to myself, I don't have a suit. You know, I was in between suits at the time. So
Yeah, happens.
What makes sense? Go buy a suit? No, it's stupid. I'll rent a suit. Thinking I've rented, 5, 6 tuxes in my life. It's got to be just like that. Mm-hmm. Go to the tux rental place. There's like an old guy who's like a tailor hanging out there. And I'm like, I'd like to rent a suit, please. Blue. And they're like, yes, sir. And they set me up with a suit. And whenever I'm trying on clothes in any way, shape, or form, if I'm going to buy them, rent them, I want to get in, I want to get out. I don't want a lot of fuss. But
Okay. Well, a tailor is not the place to go then, because they are
suit rental.
in your business. Yeah, they are just like, let me get right under those testicles to get the measurement here.
Right, but they have what they have, right? They're not going to tailor it because it's a rental. So I see what they have. Here's something I learned. I learned that suit rental, unlike tux rental, you can get in and rent a sexy tux, like a tux that you look good in. You can, suit rental places largely only rent our father's suits. And by that I mean like a straight pipe leg. So the leg, the opening where your ankle and your foot come out is gigantic, huge.
It's massive.
They're baggy as fuck, baggy ass suits.
You look like you have tiny feet. Yeah.
Yes. So, but I'm thinking, okay, I guess this is the only option that they have here. I'll rent the fucking suit. I'm like, this is
That's why you got to buy suits, because you got to go different jacket size. Like you got to go the slim fit pants sometimes if you can get.
That's what I did. Will. That's what I did. I said, fuck this. I'm not wearing this wedding looking like a buffoon. Fuck it. I'll just bite the bullet, buy a suit. Went to Macy's. Was very pleasantly surprised at the affordability of suits.
Yeah.
I was thinking,
there's always
suits,
deals.
$1,500. No, I got a suit. I got a suit. I don't know. I have shirts that are $100, so I figure a suit, is going to be expensive as fuck.
Nah. I'm actually shocked that you even you considered the rental way, knowing
suit, yeah.
Knowing that you own $100 shirts. I would think that you would just immediately have gone and bought one.
I own $200 shirts, Wes. But the thing is this:
exactly.
I acquired those. Right, but I'm telling you something.
Yeah, the price of a suit. You could just trade it for a suit.
You're missing the point. You know what kind of car guy I am? I'm a car guy that like if you see me, if you get in my car, if I had a car right now, it would be nice as shit, but it'd be an old later model that I purchased for like no money and then
You want a
slowly
vintage.
upgraded piece by piece. No, I can never have the dough together to do the big purchase. I can buy I can piecemeal nice shit together. You see what I'm saying? So that's
got
why
you.
a suit largely has been out of my price range. I go to Macy's, I'm looking around, I find a Kenneth Cole Reaction,
It's just more
Right?
affordable than you thought. Yeah.
$300. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Buy the suit.
you go.
2018.
Boom.
That suit has served me well. You've seen me wear the jacket of that suit thousands of times on this show. Problem is, fatted out of the pants. So,
Now you got to get pants.
time for a new suit is what I was thinking. I had a suit 5 years ago. Right. I haven't bought a suit in 5 years. I'm a
That's
37-year-old man. Yeah.
I'd say 5-year suit buys is legitimate.
Oh, and I hyped myself up starting 2 nights ago when I decided that this was the option, like telling myself in bed, like, you deserve it. You can splurge on this. It's a suit.
Well, you have a wedding to go to. You just have to get it.
Right, but your parents will tell you when you're young, if they're nice, they're like, well, you can put something on the credit card, a suit, a business suit for your interview, something like I
Right.
deserve a suit. Of course,
Like
I
it's like
sure will.
it's a grown man's purchase.
It's a grown man's purchase. So I go to buy a suit today. I'm like gonna go buy a suit. I'm looking at these suits and I'm like, God damn, these are expensive suits. I don't want to buy this suit. It's just one wedding. At Hard Factor, you can't see my bottom half. The jacket fits.
Right. You don't need the pants.
So here's what I did, guys. I went and got the same suit from the Kenneth Cole Reaction that I bought 5 years ago, and I just bought the pants 2 sizes up. I just
Yeah,
bought
of course.
That's
a
beautiful.
larger waist of pants.
There you go. Done. Done.
Felt pretty sad about it. I
Why
felt
is
like
that?
this is a real loser thing to do. Instead of getting a new suit, just buying the same suit, I did just pants that are bigger.
It is kind of pathetic.
It's pathetic, right?
How is it? I don't. It's just because your legs grew faster than your upper body. That's all.
Well, yeah, I mean,
It's
my whole
amazing they
thing.
had the same suit.
I mean, it's telling about the suit, really.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of dudes in this suit. Everyone's got this suit.
I know the Kenneth Cole Reaction line.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh,
Stretchy.
Westie's 7 every weekend.
Yeah.
At the weddings.
100%.
So anyway, I had a 36. I bought a 38. I didn't try the 38 on. The 36 did I put on? I think I might have had a 34, the one I had. So I tried on the 36 too tight. So I just bought the 38. So I hope it works. I have no idea, but we'll see.
There you go. Well, I mean,
I'd love to be at 38 right now.
yeah, 38.
Well,
those are
what are you
those were
right
the
now?
those were the playing days. I'm 40 right now.
Easily
40.
40.
that means you're a 38. You just got to put a 38 on and wear it. It's gonna
No,
hurt for the first
that's
couple
not,
days.
'cause
I don't
that
care
leaves
that
a that
much.
leaves an indent. in
Yeah,
your
I'd rather be
stomach.
comfortable and
But that's
sad.
always. It's like letting you know that you need to lose some lbs. It's a constant.
All right, we
reminder.
got to get going, guys. We have so much news to talk about. Let's. You guys ready? You guys ready?
Yes.
Okay. Cup of coffee in the big time is up first.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
Top trending news at the time of taping, but first, a fun fact and maybe a joke too. From Astrohun on Instagram, the surfaces of the other planets smell like Mercury is odorless. Venus smells like rotten eggs on the surface. The moon smells like gunpowder. Mars may smell like eggs. We'll know once people land. Jupiter smells like ammonia and bitter almonds. Saturn is odorless. Titan, Saturn's largest moon that has lakes on it, smells like farts and gasoline. Uranus smells like rotten eggs, of course. Neptune, odorless. Space Station smells like burning metal.
It smells like Russians jerking off.
Yeah, and Russian jizz.
I don't know. So you say we haven't been to Mars, so we don't know what it smells like. We also haven't been to any of those other fucking planets. What are they?
Yeah,
talking about?
Based on their chemical makeup.
Yeah.
Shut up,
it's based on
science.
the gases, yeah.
Shut
Based
up.
on the gases. We float. This
Slow
Titan
science day.
This Titan thing, the moon of Titan, that's sweet. It's got lakes. I didn't know that until I looked this one up.
That is
Also,
fucking sweet, dude.
bonus fact: Edward Norton, the actor, he's Pocahontas and John Rolfe's 12th grandson. Bet you didn't know that.
Oh, you've been knowing. So Edward Norton. I don't know if there's been a ton of Edward Norton news because he's promoting the Knives Out sequel or whatever.
Yeah, classic.
Mark Maron interviewed Courtney Love about because they dated. I didn't know that. And Edward Norton is like a rich kid, like real rich.
Well,
kid.
so rich. He's related to Pocahontas. Those are like the original Americans.
Yeah, his
insane.
grandfather apparently said the hardest thing he ever did was not become president to Courtney Love
Pocahontas
because he
was
could
rich.
have. No, but she. I don't know, Wes. Rich in heritage.
Yeah, rich in heritage for sure.
She wasn't rich, but the guy, the English guy that banged her, John Rolfe, pretty sure he was.
I bet he was kind to her. Yeah.
I thought it was John
So
Smith
kind.
that banged her.
Nope, Rolf, actually. Fun fact.
Bet he left her. Bet he left her everything.
I'm sure he did. Well, he probably just stole her
You
lineage.
can have everything in this will if you can
away.
read it.
Yeah.
As long as you live in my mansion the rest of your life and never go back to the tribe. Okay, and a bonus joke of the day for Wes. Garrett from Iowa says, what do you get when you cross goat DNA with human DNA? You get kicked out of the petting zoo, guys. So that one, I think, was for Wes.
There you go.
Yeah. Let's move it along to more animals. The Speaker of the Louse, guys. Louse is plural for lice, which is kind of what our elected officials are like in America. Still, no Speaker of the House or the Louse, whatever you prefer. I like Speaker of the Louse. After 11 plus votes, right now it looks like Gates is voting for Trump to be Speaker of the House again. The longest Speaker vote in at least 164 years. Kevin McCarthy had one of the only 2 black Republicans in the House, John James, nominate him on Thursday. And of course, Twitter reminded us all that almost nobody faces more racism than black Republicans, as John James trended number 1 with some real gems in there, talking about shucking and jiving and whatnot. And
Nice.
then a ton of other terms that I really cannot say as a white guy. The list is just pretty
That's
impressive.
a black lady that tweeted shucking and driving.
Oh, yeah.
by her profile picture.
It is, yeah. A lot of the criticism seems to be from black folks. Lots of words.
They're
you can't say.
criticizing him as what they're calling him Uncle Tom or something.
Right. Well, in other words, like, yeah, and using the N word and whatnot. So,
But he's a Republican, right, John James?
yes. All
So
he
who
did
ca-
was,
I mean, so
just-
yeah, I mean,
all he did was just put it out there that he was nominating somebody, and this is the number 1 trend on Twitter. Is the reaction?
I mean, if you think that he had any say in it or it wasn't like predetermined, then you're.
No, I'm just saying that these people are disgusting. That you know.
Oh yeah, I agree. No, I'm saying these people.
It reminds me of when Biden said that if you didn't vote for him, you weren't black.
It's just weird. I
Retrospectively,
don't know why.
that was a dumb move. Yeah.
I don't know why every time a black Republican opens his mouth, there has to be so much racist shit that gets spewed about them. Anyways, after that, the same 20 Republicans that refused to vote for anybody but Jim Jordan themselves or Donald Trump for Speaker of the House kept on fucking that chicken for the 3rd day in a row on Thursday. And we'll see what they do today, Friday. Bonus dog.
Well, did you see the image that Donald Trump Jr. put up of Hunter Biden? He's smoking a crack pipe, and it said "Tweaker of the House."
Speaker of the House. It's pretty good. I like Speaker of the Louse though, because it's more insulting to all politicians who are like lice.
Quick correction, Will. Louse is the singular. Lice or louses is the plural.
Okay. So
I didn't know that.
Singular. Speaker of the Louse. Well, maybe they're all together like one giant lice on your
Also, a Democratic Republic Socialist state in Southeast Asia, Laos.
Spelled differently though. But you could say it the same way. Speaker of the Louse. Bonus fact, not a fun one though. We've only got 34 more votes to go to get to Civil War era disagreement on the Speaker of the House nomination there.
I
So
thought
that's
Laos was
great.
like a insane, like murderous, like dictator, like they killed.
I thought
their own
so
people.
too, Wes. That's why I
Yeah.
tried to put it like that, but then
Yeah.
it's lice. It's a singular lice. Yeah.
Wait, you
Unfortunately,
thought Laos was a what?
The country.
I thought it was a crazy person
Oh,
when I first wrote it out, but then I looked it up and no, it's a lice.
mean, could-
like you said.
could
There
you
was a lot of
imagine calling
genocide in Laos?
a single lice a louse? No, you wouldn't. It'd be people like, no, man, it's lice. Thanks. I didn't know that. I mean, like, really.
It's like meese and mouse, right?
But you never see a singular louse because if you do, you're almost done.
It's true. It's a good sign.
Fascinating.
Here's another meme. It's things that are speakers, the CAPTCHA thing, and it's just 2 pictures of Kevin McCarthy because he's not the speaker yet.
Nailed it.
They won't vote for him. Thank you to Gavin and E.B. Mara for some of the info there. Word on the street is that McCarthy's almost there on getting the 20 insane people to listen to him saying that he'll give them whatever they want one more time before they finally vote for him.
I'm not normally a Matt Gaetz guy, not a Gaetz guy at all. But I will say this. Gaetz sending a letter to get McCarthy to move his shit out of the speaker's office, which he moved into preemptively. Pretty hilarious. Pretty
That
hilarious.
was a bad move to move in
Yeah.
preemptively.
It was a very bad move to move in preemptively. I just don't understand why they're holding everybody hostage for a week. Do you guys know, this is pretty fun fact right here, not fun fact, that veterans aren't getting their benefits while these assholes delay this
shitting me.
vote? No, I'm serious.
Kate just went to the VA. I swear to God, if we get a bill, I swear to God.
Well, I mean, like, no, it's like they're not processing it. So people may get like, a lapse in like
I see what you're saying.
the care that they're receiving, or people looking at their cases at least, because it delays some shit because Congress is delaying shit.
That's
because they're being babies, bro. Get it done. Doesn't matter anyway.
Right. Exactly. It's going to be one of the two people, McCarthy or Scalise, in the end anyways. Okay. Let's talk about another idiot who also lives in America now. Prince Harry, fellas, right after telling ITV, I would like to get my father and I would like to have my brother back. That's what he recently told ITV in an interview. The Guardian has broken the news that Prince Harry's new book, Spare, not only accuses his brother, Prince William, of physical abuse in the form of, this is what he said about William did to him. He goes, he called me another name, then came at me. It all happened so fast, so very fast. He grabbed me by the collar, ripping my necklace, and he knocked me to the floor. I landed on the dog's bowl, which cracked under my back, and the pieces cutting into me. I lay there for a moment, dazed. Then I got to my feet, and I told him to get out. So,
Wait, so just checking in. Well, I know you don't have a brother, nor do you.
in an argument
Wes.
allegedly centered around Meghan Markle
used to
being
beat the shit out of
difficult,
my sister,
abrasive,
then.
and rude. Yeah.
As a brother gentleman, the only brother gentleman on this show, shut the fuck up, bro. This is just some brother shit.
He ripped
Right.
my necklace. Like, that's
Ripped
like
my
just
necklace.
A necklace. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, your royalty. You're talking about your necklace.
Yeah, your necklace.
Well, how can
Your
also,
royalty,
Pat,
dog.
how can he say he wants his brother back last week and then write this in a book this week? It's insane.
Got to sell those books, baby. You got to sell
Yeah.
those books.
Will, did you hear also
It's my story, Will.
that he apparently King
Oh,
Charles.
Wes. The Nazis?
No, about how he's not Harry's real dad. Did you read
Well,
that?
we know
too?
that.
Ooh, shit.
But that's not in the
I mean,
book, is
that-
it?
So do you think that wasn't confirmed, though?
Is
They
that
It's a theory.
They tease him
Right,
about
but
it,
no,
right?
but King Charles used to tease Harry about not being his real
of
dad.
course. Of course, yeah.
That's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
That's
It is
fucked
fucked
up,
up.
bro.
Harry also claims, and here's another one he claims where he's trying to get sympathy, that as an adult male at the age of 31 years old in 2005, that William and Kate actually are the reason why he wore the infamous Nazi costume to the Halloween party. And this is what he says in the book. He said, I found Willie and Kate, asked what they thought. Nazi uniform, they said. And so he hasn't even considered that maybe they were fucking with him, and that as an adult man, he could have maybe chose the pilot outfit instead for himself.
I didn't know Kate was around back then, man. That was like fucking almost 20 years ago, I feel like.
How is he trying to say that them suggesting the outfit is their fault for him wearing it? Maybe quiz one of your 500 servants. Which one is
Well,
appropriate?
context is we got to read that page to really know if that's. They might have just been like that dumb too because they're royals. Like, bro, go Nazi. You know.
But that costume is what caused him to have a revelation, Will. That changed his entire life, that costume.
I'm sure.
When he looked introspectively into that, and it changed everything for him.
I was at this. I watched. Do you guys watch the Netflix thing? Did you guys watch the thing?
No.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I mean,
I like
that. I don't want that life. I wouldn't want that fucking life that they had. There's no doubt about that.
Dude, Prince Harry is a clown. He's a self-professed man baby in his own book, crying about his necklace getting ripped. On behalf of all
He's hot,
bearded
though.
men everywhere, I apologize for him. Hashtag shut up, Harry, who also trended on Thursday in England because everybody's fucking sick of this douchebag.
I also like. He also wrote in the book that he watched his wife Meghan Markle's quote. I saw this headline: sex scenes in the show Suits. The is it USA or TBS? Doesn't matter. One of those two. The TBS show Suits. He watched his girl's sex scenes. That's not, bro. You didn't watch your girl's, like, she wasn't in a fucking R-rated movie. She was in Suits. The show Suits. It's on broadcast television, bro.
In Canada, right? Yeah.
It's big
They filmed
stuff
it there.
in Harry. Big
You
stuff
didn't
in
watch her
Harry's
fucking
book,
sex
Pat.
scenes, bro. You watched her kiss a dude. It's not. She's an actor.
You know,
Don't write about it.
Well,
Stupid.
you know what the English people remind me of? It's like like my dad, for example. old conservative stuck in his ways. He's got his, narrative that he wants to stick to. He's not going to listen to anything else because if you deconstruct his beliefs, his world crumbles. And that's what the English people are feeling.
Yeah, but isn't Harry also just a fucking twat? Like, I mean, like,
sure,
I'm sorry,
he could be, but
like,
it's also, I think that's also why the English people are like, shut up, Harry, because they want to believe that the royalty
he's
is
crying
this
about his
great thing.
necklace getting ripped and
And they're
claiming
really just
that
pieces of
somebody
shit.
else made him wear clothes when he was 31 years old.
I don't think he's a twat. He wasn't 31 when the Nazi thing
He
happened.
was 31, 2005. He was 31 years old.
Listen, he hates the fucking
How
media
old is
because the
he?
media killed his mom.
He was born in 1984.
He was born in 1984. In 2005, he was not 31 years old. I was born in 1985.
Oh, sorry, 2021. Whoops.
Yeah,
20.
very big difference.
Still a man. I mean, come on. You can
Never
know
okay
what-
for the Nazi garb, but yeah.
Yeah.
So you're on William's
Whatever.
side.
I don't
mean-
care. I'm a hairy guy.
Me too. I'm a hairy guy too.
Wow. Well, you guys. I mean, your king is the
He's
lamest
not our
dude of all
king.
time.
Well, is your king William?
No.
Okay. Well, you got to pick.
None of them are fucking king. And
gotta
guess what?
pick a side.
Harry will never be king, bro. Did you see the line of Succession? It's laughable. I would get out of there too.
Yeah, it's true. He's got a kid. Have to kill all those kids.
I'm with the hashtag shut up Harry people because he's so fucking annoying. I find him to just be so annoying. Everything
I
he
know-
says is
yeah,
annoying.
but it's
He
awesome.
broke my necklace. My brother, he hurt me, broke my necklace, and I really
not what he
fucking
sounds
couldn't
like.
get over
Isn't it great that he's riling up the entire royal cock sucking crowd though? It's
by
amazing.
being a little douche that
I agree.
that's hiding from them in America and then
What-
pretending he wants to get back in. It's
They
not
kicked
fair.
him
I mean,
out. They kicked him out. He doesn't want back in. He just wants to have a
They kicked
relationship.
him out because he asked to be kicked out.
You should watch the Netflix thing. So,
Yeah.
killing a king is regicide. What's killing?
Oh, I
some
should watch
stupid
the
kid
one
who's
thing
in
from
your
his
way?
side only, Pat. Is it what I should?
I
do
agree.
to
Well, I
educate
agree. Well,
myself?
well,
You've been
well,
listening to one side the whole
well,
time. Now this
I
is
gr-
his side.
I agree with that. I'm not.
I'm only reporting
I'm not
on
buying.
what Harry said in his book today. You
I
You
guys-
didn't
know,
read
but
the-
I'm
no,
saying
you read a
the
summary.
narrative up until the show has been from the English, from the
What do
from
you
the
mean?
British
He's
media.
done a billion interviews. The Oprah interview. You guys are insane. He's been
Who
annoying
wrote
every
the Who
time.
wrote the book summary? Sounds like a slant to me.
Okay, guys. All right, let's move on to a different topic. You guys, Prince Harry bros, I respect you for it. Keep carrying the mantle.
Top eight.
He's
We're
such a
Harry
man's
Marys.
man.
Top H
He's
is
such
over
a
here.
man's man. You guys have a nice a role model there in that.
He does a lot of good for
ginger
the world, Will.
queef. Yeah,
He does, and he actually served.
Oh,
in the
what
wars.
is the good that he does, Wes?
Oh, he's a lot of stuff like maybe like philanthropic, going over to Africa, helping
Well, he
there.
takes visits to see people.
no, he
No, he-
donates. He's got
he's-
organizations.
He spent 6-8 months in Africa every year for years,
To do what?
dude, building a fucking
Yeah,
town.
infrastructure.
Infrastructure?
Look into it. He does a
builds-
lot.
He's
towns
a
in
legit
Africa?
humanitarian. He's a
Yeah.
legit humanitarian.
Wow.
He is, absolutely.
Wow.
humanitarian. And that's
He might
why
be
that's how
crying.
him and Megan connected because she's a humanitarian too. Quite
Unbelievable.
frankly.
He sounds like just the bee's knees.
You're
guys.
picking the wrong things
All right.
to go after. Sex scenes in suits. It's not.
Yeah.
It wasn't a sex scene, bro. It was a fucking
You guys are just
cable,
hairy
basic
defenders.
cable.
Enjoy it. Layoffs. Let's move on. More layoffs. Sadly, Amazon is adding more layoffs to this definitely not an R word or stagflation or anything negative at all economy that we're going through right now. So this brings Amazon's total layoffs in this downturn that's definitely not an R word or stagflation or anything according to the federal government to 18,000 employees that now that they have laid off in the downturn, bringing the tech industry overall to over 150
Put
layoffs.
that. Put that back up. Well, who's the odd man out on this chart?
150,000.
You got Amazon, Meta, Salesforce, Cisco, Twitter, Peloton. What's better.com? What is better? What is better.com?
I think
I've
it's a
never heard of that.
healthcare thing.
Yeah, or sales of some sort. I don't know.
Glad I don't work there.
Check it out. Lots of layoffs though, but not a recession, right, guys? Speaking of money,
Oh shit. That's the CEO that laid everyone off via video. That's why they're talking about that.
well, he also, yeah, I mean, it's also just massive tech layoffs. So that's why they're talking about it. Not a recession though. Speaking of money, Ukraine. Putin has called off his invasion of Ukraine that has fallen flat on a mountain of U.S. weapons and cash since last February to observe Russian Orthodox Christmas on January 7th. The ceasefire will last midnight January 6th through midnight January 8th. And maybe it'll give Russia time to study the ball-shaped UFO that they claim they shot down floating a mile and a half over the town of Rostov off the Azov Sea. So,
This is good for your UFO, stuff,
right?
Well, it's good for
No.
UFO stuff because UFOs are supposed to show up during wars, and like that's like one of the biggest things about them is they show
Wes.
up to wars.
It's not a
Wes,
UFO.
do you
I know that's
want,
not a UFO, but
do you want Russia to have the alien technology? It's this
They
horrible.
didn't shoot down a UFO, guys. They shot down some kind of ball thing that we're giving Ukraine, probably.
yeah, I mean they have tons of drones over there. It's a drone.
Orthodox Christmas sounds like a not fun Christmas. Just saying.
Ukraine is attacking Russia with drones inside Russia now. As the frog of war temporarily leaves Eastern Europe, it has settled into the Mexican city of Culiacan in the northern state of Sinaloa on Thursday as the son of El Chapo. His name is Ovidio Guzmán. He was arrested in the morning, and it was like a raid that was set off by Mexican President AMLO, and it sparked an all-out war between the cartel and the Mexican authorities that were apprehending El Chapo's son. And a warning to everybody, this video is pretty wild that I'm about to show you. Here is like a sort of a supercut of what was happening in the city on Thursday. So the tweet or the text here says, bruh, El Chapo's son was just arrested. Here's footage of the cartel speeding to confront the Mexican military trying to get him released. So you can see, look at all those cartel cars. Now, flights are being delayed from taking off in Culiacan after the capture of Ovidio Guzmán, the son of El Chapo. Those are citizens hiding inside of a plane that is at the airport in the city.
Yeah, they're
Because
firing
there's
at the plane.
Right.
They're
They were
firing at
gonna
the plane?
shooting the plane.
Yeah, there's gunfire at the plane and at the airport. Here's a guy, probably the cartel. Here's a guy shooting a long rifle off a roof at a plane. You can't see the plane; it's above the trees.
Jesus.
Here is the Culiacan airport where everybody's like running and hiding because there's gunshots going off everywhere. And then after this, it'll show you the exterior of the airport where you'll actually hear some of the gunshots.
And they're doing this shit like as a punishment. Like you get him, we
Exactly.
start shooting at planes.
No, they're trying to free him.
No,
You
but
hear
a
the
lot of it is
gunshots
a
here?
punishment because has nothing. The airport has nothing to do with him. He's not there. They just want to fucking destroy shit.
Right, and it's a retaliation.
Yeah.
Exactly. So because he was arrested, now they're retaliating. They're fucking with the airport. They're fucking with everything. They're trying to take. But I think they were trying to
terrorists.
go
That's
get
all
him
they are.
back. Oh, it's terrorism for sure. 100% terrorism. So this is a plane. It looks like a military plane landing there. And the cartel's just posted up at the airport.
Yeah, it looks like a Con airplane, man.
Right. And then they're shooting. That's a Mexican Air Force plane that they're trying to shoot at.
They got an Air Force.
Yeah, I think it's kind of small. They do have an Air Force.
Little planes, or
Yeah, little planes getting shot at there by the cartel. And then finally, we've got some cartel members who are hiding below the trees. You see, because I guess they're trying to avoid being shot from above, so they're hiding below the trees here and posting it. Because I don't know, we were talking before the show. Why do the cartel guys post all their videos? Like,
I mean, it's badass. Is one.
yeah, intimidation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's just
And
what they can show us.
recruitment too. I mean, recruitment's. I mean, actually, it's different. Like the terrorists would post their videos for recruitment purposes, but in Mexico, if they want you to join the cartel, you either got to move or join the cartel. It's not.
It's also fear. I mean, they want people to be scared of them. That's the main thing.
What's weird? I'm looking at Ovidio's Wikipedia page right now. By the way, sick first name, Ovidio. His nickname or his gang name is El Raton, which sounds like it would be rat in Spanish, but it's actually mouse or new mouse in Spanish. Really close to rat, which you just really, I'd imagine you want to just really steer clear of in the criminal
Yeah,
drug
but when
game
you're
as your
when you're
nickname.
from a family of tunnelers, that's probably a great
that's
nickname.
true, Will.
So
I
they're
didn't think about
notorious
that.
tunnelers, So like if he's the mouse, that means he's getting out of everything. He gets under every crack. He'll get the fuck out of there. Like,
Oh man,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Okay, cool.
yeah. So thanks to Ivan in Texas for all the best videos. He sent me a bunch of the ones down there. The speculation is that Mexican President AMLO did this right before his meeting with Biden and Trudeau coming up, since this is a major move against the distribution of both fentanyl and meth that come across the U.S. southern border, because El Chapo's son was pushing a lot of that. So despite all the bullets that you heard in that clip, no official deaths have been reported. Which seems
no,
nuts,
that's just what
right?
Yeah,
That's just what they just can't show us the massacre on the street, which is
no guy's name official or have died. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was nuts when you were reading about that one. But anyways, which brings us to better news in
The cream of the crop!
And guys, not only is Bills safety Damar Hamlin doing much better and is even able to write now. He wrote a question, who won the game? Nice. He really.
They wrote back, "You're not going to believe this, Damar."
Right. No fucking way is probably what he wrote the next time. So not only is Damar doing better, this is great news. Jeremy Renner, he's getting bathed by his sister in the hospital now too. I think they're
gross.
In Sparks. Well, it's he's so sensitive that he can only take sponge baths. So
right, but by his sister.
Well, he's not married right now, guys. He's not.
They have nurses for that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the court.
It's just family.
Oh, you want your sister?
You're okay. You're saying he's an A-lister. He needs to have yeah. Okay.
No, I'm saying it's weird that his sister's doing it.
Right, exactly. Did you hear Will's take? Did you hear what Will's take was? He's not married right now, guys.
Yes.
His sister's helping him out. He got crushed by a snowcat.
The closest woman to him that's not his wife to bathe him.
Look, he's single.
Yeah. Well,
okay, it's all right.
One of his boys sitting in there to bathe him?
No, a nurse.
Just offered
a fucking nurse.
A nurse.
His sister was probably like, "I'll do it. He's my brother," or something.
Okay. That's weird. I wouldn't want my sister
I don't
bathing me.
So if your sister started to bathe
like
you
that.
after you're in bed, you can't move because you've been run over by
I'd be
a
like,
snow.
get the fucking nurse, you fucking
Like,
weirdo.
what the fuck? There you go. There you go. Maybe she's just trying to
he's in one of those gowns, bro. Like, there's no way to cover your junk in that gown.
There's a video of it. It's online. You can watch it. It's not that creepy. Anyways, all good news, despite what you guys say. And this, on top of that, the Idaho murderer seems to have left some pretty damning evidence at the scene of the crime as well. I'd call that fantastic news. Take, for example, the case of the murder weapon, the actual case of the murder weapon with his DNA on it in one of the rooms where the girls were murdered. And this is directly from the affidavit and the police officer who was searching the house. She goes, "As I entered the bedroom, I could see two females in the single bed in the room. Both Gonsalves and Morgan were deceased with visible stab wounds. I also later noticed what appeared to be a tan leather knife sheath laying on the bed next to Morgan's right side when viewed from the door. The sheath later possessed and had Kabar USMC and the United States Marine Corps Eagle Globe and anchor insignia stamped on the inside of it. The Idaho State Lab later located a single source of male DNA suspect profile left on the button snap of the knife sheath. So his DNA on the weapon case in the murder room.
So
left at the scene.
I was thinking about this. Okay. This guy's a criminology professor, right? He's studying to get his PhD in criminology.
So he's a candidate, Pat. He's not a true.
Right. But you know what I mean? Like,
he's a TA.
Presumably, if this guy's the killer, right, we know that something really fucking weird happened where this guy that's obsessed with crime and shit goes and randomly, effectively like first or who knows, but serial kills these poor girls.
Wow. There's more details.
He clearly, he must have worn gloves probably, but he touched the snap probably beforehand. He wore a mask, right?
Yeah. Well, Pat, he did a lot of mistakes. We'll get into it. Also, one of the girls living in the house that wasn't killed actually saw him in the flesh as he was leaving, and then she probably passed out hammered right after that happened, a little bit after 4 a.m. They all went to bed right before 4 a.m., and that's when the crime occurred. He pulled up to the house at 4:04. And so this is the description of the witness that saw him inside the house. DM, the witness, stated she opened her door for the third time after she heard the crying of somebody else in the house and saw a figure clad in black clothing and a mask that covered the person's mouth and nose walking towards her. DM described the figure as 5'10" or taller, a male, not very muscular, but athletically built with bushy eyebrows. The male walked past DM as she stood in a frozen shock phase, and then the male walked towards the back sliding door. DM locked herself in there, and the cops think that that's when the killer left the house after seeing that he had left a witness. Right.
Yeah.
So.
Again, not super, consistent with like, trying to be the king criminal master.
Oh yeah,
serial killer.
He's seeming pretty innocent so far. What's up, Wes?
Hear me out. So I'm just gonna. I think this guy's guilty as sin, But let's just say that, okay, first of all, in order to build a case against this guy, the murder weapon has been huge, right? They can't locate it.
I have the sheath with DNA on it.
Right. But what if they don't have the sheath? What if they knew that they needed the murder weapon to connect to the killer somehow? And the best way to connect to something that you can't find is the thing that it's in, like a gun case or a sheath case. So in order to build a clad case against this guy, maybe they might be fabricating.
So you're accusing the cops of planting evidence?
No, I'm just saying it's not beyond the possibility.
But they built a pretty solid case with the cell phone data.
They planted the evidence.
I didn't say they did. I'm saying
Okay, you just
it wouldn't be. It would be smart of them to do it if that. It just seems like.
So they went and they got.
How crazy is it that this smart guy left a sheath?
Listen, I think he did it from his dad.
I think he did it.
They created the DNA, put it on the sheath, and then put it in the room.
I think he did it, but I think that maybe they didn't have enough to 100% convict him. They needed one more thing to 1,000% convict him.
A lot of crackpots online
are
saying the same thing.
You gotta read the affidavit, dude. It's the DNA on the sheath.
No, I'm gonna tell you the rest, Pat. I'm gonna tell you
Yeah.
the rest. They have his car doing the entire track from Washington State University to Moscow on camera. 3 laps around the block in the white Hyundai right after 4 a.m. And then on the 4th lap, he finally parks and goes into the house when the murders occurred. It seems likely that the police have been watching Kohlberger as soon as the first week that the investigation started because he was so sloppy. He not only went back to the scene of the crime at 9:12 and 9:21 a.m. on the day of the murder before the cops were called, probably to think about killing that witness that he let go. But cell phone data reveals that he went to the scene of the crime a whopping 12 times over 5 months, scouting the eventual murder scene.
Right, that was the big thing. They're saying, like, you might not bring your cell phone to the crime, but you're probably going to bring your cell phone to the scout of the crime.
He did, to scout it every time.
He's a moron, it turns out. I mean,
he's just an obvious serial killer.
Real dumbass. Will, did you notice in that affidavit, which I thought was fucking crazy, right? Essentially, the girls got in bed all by 4 a.m., 2 to 4 a.m., except for the one girl who got a Grubhub delivery order at 4:12 a.m.
Yeah.
Right. And then they must have gotten killed like right thereafter. Like
right there. What was crazy is about that house, and you have to remember about those details, it was a party house. So remember that. Right. They all went to bed like around 4. They're all fucked up. They're all like barely, probably super delirious. That's when he came in and struck, like right after they fell asleep, or, according to all of the evidence. Now he's going to have to come up with some huge evidence out of his ass to have any shot at proving that he's not the killer.
What are they going to try to do? I know that his lawyers are already
they're doing what you said, Wes. They're claiming that they planted the knife. They're claiming that they don't have the entire car ride, that there's patches missing from it, missing time, planted evidence, blah blah blah. That is the strategy.
I hope that that all this DNA stuff is true, and I don't give a fuck if they did plant anything, because it's obvious he did it. But what they need it to be ironclad, so some idiots in a jury don't be like, well, it could have been not him.
Well, the DNA sounds pretty ironclad to me. So the way that they did it was that the fingerprint or the residue from his body was left on the button of that sheath, and then they went and rooted around his dad's trash can in Pennsylvania, found some DNA, and were able to match it. Like, that's his son.
Right.
And then he showed up to that house in Pennsylvania in the white Hyundai.
He's an idiot.
What an idiot, man. But most importantly, an evil piece of shit.
Right.
Right.
I wish wasn't on this planet. We got to figure out what the fuck made him tick to stop other assholes like this doing the same thing. But what an idiot.
I'm glad he got caught.
Yeah, big time, man.
Guy got caught. And also, it makes sense now why the dad, right? They had him, like, Gonsalves's dad, Kaylee Gonsalves's dad, knew all along. And he was out telling the press, like, look, there's this fucking stalker that did this. And so it makes sense why he stopped that after they found him. Like, you realize, like, after like a week or two, you didn't hear him out in the press anymore. Well, it's because they finally had Kohlberger. They knew who it was, right? Like, didn't take them long to triangulate exactly who it was.
Crazy. Yeah. All right. Well, that should be an interesting trial, to say the least.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on, guys. Let's go to Miami, where residents of a luxury high-rise that costs somewhere around $3,000 a month for 2-bedroom. It's a nice high-rise in Miami, are getting harassed by their neighbors, and there is nothing they can do about it because their neighbors are inmates at a high-rise jail within a stone's throw from their condo, and more importantly, with a direct view of the pool from their outdoor recreation floor.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, as you can imagine...
Wait, what? So
Yeah.
their cells look at the pool?
Their outdoor recreation floor they have in this high-rise overlooks the pool. And they're just climbing the
So the
wall.
yard? Like the yard?
The yard.
Oh, no.
That's when they're horniest too.
Absolutely. So I've got a local news clip that explains everything with some exclusive audio, and one guy named Ryan is he's beside himself.
Tonight, people living in a downtown Miami high-rise say they've been robbed of their relaxation.
The building sits in the shadow over the federal detention center, and they say their incarcerated neighbors are disturbing the peace.
So I've been looking over the downtown Fifth luxury rental apartments brochure, and inside you can see the floor plans, of course, that they talk about. They talk about being very close to the Metro Mover and having access to the museums nearby, the American Airlines Arena just a couple of blocks away. But what this brochure does not talk about when it comes to living here are the sometimes very noisy and rowdy next door neighbors.
Holy
First day
shit.
we move in, my wife and I go out to the pool and someone starts screaming they want to fuck my wife. Look, there he is. There's the guy saying he wants to fuck my wife.
I'm gonna fuck your wife.
You heard him right. Inmates from the Miami Federal Detention Center yelling from their recreational space across from Ryan Ray's apartment building.
You know how hard it is to relax when someone's jerking off across the way and yelling they're going to fuck your wife? It's impossible to relax.
Ryan recorded this video Monday from the pool deck up on the 15th floor. Now, it's hard to make out what the inmates are yelling, but the whistling and the intended targets are very clear.
Hell, I'll tell you exactly what they're saying. They're saying they're going to come over here and fuck my wife. And they even know my name. I don't know how they know my name, but they know my name.
Hey Ryan, we're gonna come fuck your wife, Mr.
Downtown Fifth's two towers boast more than 1,000 1-, 2-, and 3-bedroom units stacked 52 floors high. It opened in 2021 on what was a parking lot. The Federal Detention Center right across the street has been housing men and women of all security levels since 1995. I couldn't get anyone on the phone with the developer to see what, if anything, is being done to mitigate the issue. I'm still waiting for a reply to my emails. On-site property managers tell me, though, the detention center does come up on tours. I'm told some residents have complained, but that the issue is, quote, not a problem.
Oh yeah, sure. It's no problem that they're just yelling at me that they want to fuck my wife. Nope, that's no problem at all.
Hey Ryan, where's your wife? We wanna fuck her.
In a statement, a spokesperson writes, the issue presented in the video is under investigation, and we are actively pursuing a solution that both addresses the concern of the public and is in accordance with American Correctional Association guidelines. But does it have to be? Speaking of Miami, we did reach out to the city because we wanted to see if anywhere in the development portfolio, while this site was being developed, before it was built, did any of this come up? Were there any red flags or concerns raised? We're waiting to get those records back. In the meantime, here's the real gag. I learned that this place behind me is 98% occupied.
Hey, news pussy. You see Ryan, you tell him I wanna fuck his wife.
In downtown Miami, Larry Livingston, Local 10 News.
There we go.
Oh, that news pussy had it coming.
Those are aggressive inmates.
They
My
are,
goodness.
but they've got the ear of everyone that lives in that high rise. And as you,
How did they find out Ryan's identity?
I have no idea. But
Dude, they
someone
find out
found it.
everything.
Yeah,
Kites,
they know.
jail phone.
They know they can pay. They pay a correctional officer to find out who Ryan is.
He wore a name tag to go
Yeah.
say hi to his wife at the pool one time, and
Yeah.
he's just fucked
What an
for
idiot.
life.
Yeah.
That would mess up your whole living situation. I mean, hold on, but that news pussy at the end was sitting there saying, "We're checking the brochure to see if there was any information about
Yeah, that was
the
just
high
a
rise."
stick. Yeah.
You didn't just look, if you're gonna buy a fucking apartment, you at least check out what's around. And I've never seen a high rise jail like this. It shocked me.
Oh yeah, they have them in cities for sure. It's like the
I've
way
never
they do
lived
it.
in a city big enough to have one. That's crazy. I didn't know, I didn't realize that. All the prisons and jails I've seen have been like one story pretty
Well,
much.
the jails can be like high rises like that, but the prisons I think are different. But yeah. So and of course they're not gonna be able to do shit about it unless they move the entire outdoor recreation to the other side of the building, because under under federal law you have to give prisoners certain rights, which is like a certain amount of like outdoor time.
Right, but they built the building already. Like they're not gonna like redo it.
They're not gonna
like
do shit about it. These people are fucked. Yeah.
What kind of signs do you think they're putting up inside the prison around the windows that have a view
Threats?
of the pool?
Nothing. They can't do
Please
anything about
don't yell
I
at
think
this
like
man's wife.
what the city needs to do is definitely pay for like a beautiful like area, like a lounge area for that pool that blocks the view of the obviously they need to put something up, an obstruction, so that those dudes can't be catcalling the chicks at the pool.
Yeah.
You know they're always waiting for the dude with the best whistle. Like, hey, get Hector over here, man. Get Hector. Get him over here and do the whistle.
Yeah, exactly.
Guy's just blowing on his fingers in case.
Oh, you want me to do the whistle? All right.
Damn it.
I'll come right over. You gotta hear this guy's whistle, man. It's so loud.
So pretty crazy stuff. But yeah, those people are fucked, and that's it. I think some of the girls they do it on purpose, obviously.
Right. I was gonna say because some people probably fuck with them back. I would imagine.
Absolutely, yeah.
If you got a jail right next to you, that's some great fucking with people.
Right. There's a lot of
there.
you'll never have this. Do you want this? You can't.
Yeah, lots. You could fuck with people in the yard for sure. But I would imagine then the retaliation is then the aggressive.
Yeah, you don't want to get someone too riled up. I mean, it's just jail. They might be out next week. You never know.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'll see you on Saturday.
They move in. They sign a lease. How'd you hear about the place? Well, it's a funny story.
Yeah. So that's that.
All right, guys, it's Friday. It's the end of the week. Congrats, you made it. And if you're on the East Coast, you're enjoying some unseasonably warm weather. So hopefully it holds for the weekend. Let's get into the high five.
It's time for the high five.
We're going to bounce around, get to some voicemails, get to some comments. If you want to leave us a voicemail, questions preferred, 512-270-1480 is the number. That's 512-270-1480. Leave a voicemail, ask a question about the show. Or you can record a voice memo and email it over to Hard Factor VMs. I think that's what it is. Is it BM?
It's Hard Factor BMs. Yeah, it's Hard Factor voicemail at gmail.com.
Hardfactorvoicemail@gmail.com. You can do that if you want to sound smooth and sexy. Also, we've been off it for a while, back when Apple Podcasts was king, before they let their app lapse into what's just the worst piece of technology I've ever seen. We were really focused on getting...
Bad. What's
really
up
horrible.
with Apple Pods, Pat? You can't even put the fucking links. So, by the way, everybody, our timestamps are synced to YouTube and Spotify because you can actually click those links. On Apple Pods, you can't even click the link of the timestamp to go to the section of the podcast you want to. It's insane.
It's the only app that I have that's that's the equivalent of like a janky appliance in my house. Like I have like five or six workarounds to do when Apple Podcasts craps out in the five or six ways. It's horrible.
Podcast apps.
It's terrible. But if you want, we'll read your 5-star review live on the show. If you leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, as long as the review is not racist, and Wes will be checking that. FYI, curse words for whatever reason usually don't make it through. So if you write fuck, shit, cunt, cum, I think cum is on there.
You'll try, but it won't go through.
It won't go through.
Yeah, won't happen.
Alternatively, if you're listening on Spotify, go ahead and give us a review. I think you can star us. You can't leave a comment, but do that. It really does help us out climb the charts. Guys, first
DM us a pic of it. We'll read it back on Friday too.
Yeah, dude. And you know what's interesting is I'll pull it up on next week's show on Monday. She'll let you guys know. But we're in the top 5 news programs in some really weird countries. I got
it's awesome. I
Not
love
the
how
United States.
We've been getting real international with it this year.
We were number 1 in China, but that's because I'll tell you why. Most podcast providers automatically uncheck China as a country that you want to deliver to. Well, we had to go in and change it. But we were number 1 in China for a while. So, congrats us.
There was another weird country that popped up the other day.
What was it?
Fuck. I know we're always up there in South Africa and Australia. Shout out down under. But no, I can't remember which country.
Oh, I got it here. It was Laos.
Was it Laos?
No, let's get in voicemails.
From California. So I've decided now that there's a new market out there, since Andrew Tate's in prison, for douchebags needing someone to follow, I'm going to create my new character, Top B, short for Top Beta, you know. But I'm going to think that they're we're empowering men and everything, but in all actuality, we're just going to be fucking betas and do whatever the fuck women tell us to do. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Love you guys. Have a great fucking day.
Love you too, Colin. Not sure. Top Beta.
Top Beta is a great idea for a character.
It's a great comedic character.
Yes,
I just don't know if you'll get the fun, but you'll get people who think it's funny to do that.
Yeah.
I feel like if you made a rule, right, like, hey, I will only let a relationship last X length. Like, let's say once the relationship officially starts a month and you lived this life for a year or two, it'd be pretty dope, bro. It'd be pretty.
But that would be so. But would you wouldn't be a beta though if you're cutting it off at a certain time? That's like the most.
Well, that
that's you can do.
That's the issue. Will is betas get locked into LTRs, man. You know, they get locked into long-term relationships, and they'll just stick in those long-term relationships for 5, 6, 7 years too long.
Oh, so you're saying the top beta, he gets in it because he's such a nice guy, but then he knows when to cut it off. He's got a time limit.
Well, I'm saying we got 3 options here. We got a guy who's doing a comedic character, being, hey, top beta for social media. Okay, there's someone who's actually going to be top beta, live that lifestyle, right?
That's interesting. Yeah.
3. Well, 3 is more interesting. I'll tell you why. Well, 3 is someone who's going to pretend to live that lifestyle, right, with the one caveat that he won't be in a relationship for longer than a month, and then we can observe, right, his a little inside baseball. He can pull us aside. Hey, top beta diaries here. Here's what's going on. Sex is great. She's really happy, because if you listen to a lady and just what she says, let's be honest.
Top beta, if you live that lifestyle, all those chicks that you left would be coming back for seconds.
Exactly.
Top beta would be a pimp, actually. If he once he was on relationship 4, he'd still be banging the first 3 probably.
Now, if you did the beta movement, I forget what it was. It was some.
But he's probably too nice to cheat though, so it's just tough luck for the girls he left.
The ultimate. The ultimate would be a troll.
He's too
actually,
scared to cheat.
You think he's too scared to cheat?
Yeah, he's too scared to cheat.
Yeah, what would happen? I mean, he's thought about it. He has thoughts. He's masturbated to the idea of it.
Oh, she does it to me one more time.
You get beat up by her.
Never mind.
Well, what makes her violent? Just because he's beta, she's violent?
Exactly. She just runs no matter what.
I mean, but that doesn't make her violent.
When you see the top beta, you just want to hit him.
He's just scared of women in general.
Blowjobs, no thanks, son.
Top
I'll
beta's
do you.
got legs though, Colin. That's a great idea.
I'll tell you what. I don't know what it was. I came across a clip of even a new far right weirdo character, because they just keep popping up, right? The type of guy that was hanging out with Kanye, that type of guy, and he was sitting here saying it was like that, but even just it was like the Kanye dude.
Right. It's a new one of him. They make him in a lab somewhere, right?
No, this brand new guy. I'm like, who is this guy? Another one of these guys. But he was saying that women shouldn't go to college. The Taliban, they have the right idea that women shouldn't go to college. And I was like, okay, this dude can't be serious. He can't be fucking serious. But look, he might have been. Top beta troll would be the move. We should engineer a dude who's trying to put forth a beta movement, right? And that would just, if we do it the right way, it would tick off some right-wing news sites.
I mean, I mean,
yeah, for sure.
I mean, just extreme liberalism.
Top beta, yeah.
Top beta.
You think that's what it is, Wes?
Well, remember,
you think it's been a beta? You think that's what it is?
Remember we used to. I realized I got to change my name. Will Beastly Blizzard. This is offensive to Jeremy Renner, but remember we used to do when we used to do sketches. I used to do the basically the top beta character that Colin's talking about.
Yeah.
Remember, I would put on glasses and a beret and tight shirts and talk about veganism and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Betas. You're talking about just feminists, right? Fucking betas. It's not what that is.
Clement?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Clement, who's watching
man.
the show as we tape it live, send us a tip, a super sticker. Really appreciate that. Let's play the next voicemail.
Appreciate it, Clement.
Chat here, chef, chat, whatever y'all want to call me. Still unemployed, still door dashing, but I went to Chipotle and I picked up Tatiana's order instead of Tamisha's and delivered it, and then I just immediately ended my dash and I'm on the way home. So, am I a bad guy or a good guy? Have a great fucking day.
Okay, I love this one because I've been both Tatiana and Tamisha in this situation.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Wasn't an upgrade? If it was an upgrade, then he's not a bad guy. Yeah. But if it was like I'm a vegan and you delivered me a fucking steak burrito, that's
look, you're lucky if you get your fucking food when you order delivery these days. This shit is so unreliable. Chet sounds like the most reliable person out there for this because he actually can talk on a fucking phone. Like when you order, like half the time I order DoorDash, I expect it just not to arrive.
Yeah, you know what the fucking worst is, by the way? Have you guys ever run into this? This happened to me at a beach town one time. Like you go to you're on vacation, you open up one of the apps to get food delivered. You're unfamiliar with literally everything, and now there's like the ghost kitchen problem. But on top of that, everyone is offering their fucking menu for delivery or whatever. But like half the restaurants don't actually use these apps. So I've had it happen where I've been like waiting for an hour saying it was coming, and then I called. They're like, "Oh, we don't use DoorDash."
Right.
But
delivery has gone so far. It's gotten so mainstream that it's now kind of sucks. Like, does that make sense? Like, it's gotten so popular that it's jumped the shark, and now pickup food is just 10 times better.
I'm just okay. Well, first off, Wes? You think not if it's an upgrade, not a big deal? Is there an upgrade possible? Isn't an upgrade in the eye of the beholder? Like, if you order one thing, right, and something else comes, even if it's technically better. Right?
It's not what you want.
I don't think you see it as an upgrade, right?
It's
I think you're still pissed about it.
I mean, listen, if I somehow got 2 burritos and some nachos or something, and I only ordered 1 burrito, that's an upgrade to me.
This is fine because she got food. I'm telling you, half the time I don't even get my food. So if I get,
but Will, you're an outlier. You're not. It's its own problem. It's its own problem.
I'm like, all right,
it's its own problem.
Well, she's lucky.
Yeah, she's lucky.
Great.
But we have to remove it from the conversation because it doesn't apply.
She's lucky altogether.
They're getting food.
They got food.
Their orders show up. That doesn't happen at my house.
Dude,
no.
Reno's the Wild West.
They either drop it off across the street or next door, or that just doesn't show up. That's what.
Well, okay, so let me paint a more specific scenario here. All right, Wes, your McDonald's order is what?
It's a double quarter pounder with cheese meal and a 10-piece nugget.
Okay, and you get a Coke or something with that?
I get a Diet Coke with that.
Diet Coke. Okay, so imagine this: you get on Uber Eats because you want McDonald's. It's the Uber Eats, by the way. Something they do, which is very cool as a company, in my opinion, is they choose restaurants that turn around quick. So Uber Eats always faster. Mm-hmm. You dial up your order from Uber Eats, your double quarter pounder with cheese, Diet Coke, and a 10-piece nugget.
Mm-hmm. They also have a drive-through at McDonald's. You can't order. You're going to order that.
What?
My man, Donahue.
Hey, yeah. Shout out Eric Donahue, who's listening on the live stream. Shout out to Tip. Shout out Obi Pesek, who became a YouTube member. Okay, so that's your order. No, you order that, but then here's what shows up: 2 McChickens, 1 double cheese, a fillet of fish, and an orange iced tea.
Oh, I'm pissed.
Great.
You're pissed off, right?
Why are you mad?
Okay, first of all, orange high C. Never have ordered that in my entire life. Fillet of fish. I mean, I'm gonna eat everything that was.
You're gonna eat it all,
but I don't drink the high C too. No fries. I mean, I'm pissed about no fries.
No fries.
I'm livid about no fries.
Yeah, even though the fries usually suck by the time they get there.
But
yeah,
you complain on the app and you get it for free. Just like this guy, at least he dropped off the food. Chat. At least you dropped off the food, and then that person's gonna complain. They're gonna get their meal for free anyway. So it's not no harm, no foul, in my opinion. If
you're not a bad person.
If they get food, I'm like, look, that's. Again, my situation is very difficult over here, though. So
yeah, this happened recently to me where my son ordered a big like meal, and it was the first time I let him order through Uber Eats or DoorDash or one of those things.
Big deal for him.
And he put in the wrong fucking address in the wrong fucking state
all the time.
So someone just got delivered a giant meal on me. Luckily, I just called and was like, I got the money back. But I mean, that's the ultimate.
I thought your kid was smart.
Me too.
Well,
Yeah. Let
he was
me ask you
excited
this.
about that app. You
It
know,
was.
One final question on delivery food. So both of my, I use two. I use Uber Eats. I use Grubhub. There's explicit instructions in my delivery profile, right? And it's go to the fucking. We don't have a doorman, but there's a door. It's a buzzer system, but it's not like a buzz you in. You can find on a directory right inside the lobby a name, and then you can hit call, and then it dials up your cell phone, right? And then you pick your cell phone up, you hit the number 9, it buzzes them in. Like 75, 80% of the time, instead, they don't even look at the instructions and they just call my phone and they say, hey, I'm here. Now,
why are they going to look at your instructions?
Well, I've been thinking about saying, like,
You're asking them to get your food. They don't.
did you
care
read
about
the instructions?
No, they
and
don't-
then
they're-
and not coming down. Or
They're
like
gonna be
texting them.
no.
Listen, they don't give a fuck about those instructions because it takes them more time.
Right. They don't want to go inside. They're going to be like, okay, your food is out front. See you.
Well, then is it shitty to give them a bad rating?
Don't give them a bad rating.
Right,
Just give
exactly.
them
That's my point. That's my point. It's I don't give them a bad rating.
Well, apartment people.
Does that even mean anything?
It must mean something.
They're not getting fired. No, because they all get the same fucking jobs. It's not like they're getting skipped over for on the app.
They just
because
need
have shitty ratings.
drivers.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think the rating means anything.
I'm sure we're going to hear about it. Next voicemail.
Sup, boys? It is Tony from PA here. It's fucking New Year's at 1:23 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm very fucking drunk right now, back in my apartment. One buddy drove us home.
We know.
He didn't drink for like the last 4 hours.
Good.
But happy fucking New Year. 2023 is going to be full of growth for everybody here in the Hive individually, as well as the Hive as a full. Hard Factor is going to be fucking booming here in 2023. Looking forward to it. Love you guys. Have a great fucking weekend. I love every single each of you. Bye.
Love you too, Tony.
Love you
Happy
too,
New Year.
Tony.
So when we got that voicemail, I called Tony's buddies, and it turns out that they'd been slipping him O'Douls all night. Right, but telling them they were full of beers.
Classic gag on Tony.
Thanks, Tony. We appreciate that. Guys, no one really said fucked up shit about us this week, which is great. Again, same thing on the internet. Lots of.
We have comments in the live chat though, Pat.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Glummet, going back to the food delivery situation, giving a review. Glummet says, yes, it does matter. I mean,
All right, Glummet.
I want to know how.
yeah, like, how does it matter? Like,
Because
like
the person
exact-
didn't get the
over.
Glummet wants his food. Glummet wants the food right. Okay.
Let
me ask you this.
I understand it. I understand it. You want your stuff correctly. I just don't. For me,
No, he's saying
if
that the
I-
reviews
I can
don't.
eat-
The reviews matter. That the review rating for the driver matters.
Right.
That's what he's saying.
Well, let me ask a more specific question. All right, so on Uber Eats, there's a modifier. You can put priority for $2 more in to have it quote unquote delivered directly to you, assumedly in my apartment at my fucking door. I did that the other day, and the lady still dropped it in the lobby. At that point, should I have given her a shitty review? I gave the $2 upgrade, the specific.
Yes.
And
take her
okay,
off
if
the
you
priority.
upgrade-
What Glummet is saying is that if you have a certain review rating, then you are able to be part of the priority option. If you have a shitty review, they're not going to give you priority because they know you're a piece of shit and it won't matter. So okay, that makes sense, Glummet. And yes, if you pay for a priority and they still do that shit
That
to
makes
you,
sense. Then you can give
then
bad review.
fuck.
It was
take 'em off the
upsetting.
priority.
I'm going to see if I can go back. I don't know if you can go back and retroactively give someone a bad review.
Can't.
But
You can't. I don't. Well, no. Yeah, you can. You can go to the orders tab probably.
Well, that's fucked up. Retroactively doing it's fucked up.
I mean,
Why is that
Pat's
fucked
not now. Well, I
don't-
mean, I think it'd be paid
It's
for the
over.
extra. But Pat paid for the pay attention to my directions thing, and then they did.
Right.
How long ago was this? A week?
I'll look. No, it was. I mean, I'll look.
Seems like
Let's
it's
see.
over the statute of limitations.
I think you should start now. That's what I think.
Yeah.
You think right now?
Yeah.
Okay. James England, he smoked a shitload of briskets, 12 perfect ones. And now he's sipping and watching the show. That's awesome.
Hell yeah. Welcome to the show, Jim. It was December 28th. I ordered this from McDonald's. It was It was $34 at McDonald's. $34 at McDonald's. Plus, you see the priority, the $2 to get it, quote unquote, delivered directly to you. You expect it to be fucking delivered directly to you. Just saying. Anyway.
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, no one really said mean shit about us this week, but there was a strange trend in the comments that I want to look at really quick. let's take it first to there was a video, or maybe it was a graphic that we posted.
All of us.
About
Anuses smell like rotten eggs.
Bill Cosby. It was a graphic saying Bill Cosby. Remember we talked about he's planning a tour?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Bill Cosby planning a live comedy tour in 2023 as he faces a new sexual assault lawsuit. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I don't really see how you could dispute this headline as fake news, but one commenter made line said fake news. Mostly I wanted to put this up because what's going on here? I couldn't wrap my
thing. I think ever since Trump was like called everything fake news, now it's just like you could just call any news you see that you're not a fan of, you just go fake news.
Yeah, and it is very real. So it's all over Variety. It's an actual thing.
No,
no,
super real.
Exactly. Yeah. It's pretty straightforward.
It's just stuff they don't want to believe. It's just like
right. But anything that is like
the
not
construct that they don't want to believe, it's going to fuck with them. They don't want to believe it. Fake
but what do you mean they don't want to believe that Cosby's going on tour again?
No, they're like these guys don't. Look at these lib cucks. They don't know what they're talking about. And then the Andrew Tate video drops, and they're like the opposite people go nuts. Paul Troy likes the sleeveless with a scarf look. Paul, thank you.
Okay. Well, look, this happened as well. This was the video. Yeah, we'll give you an update in the fighting situation in just a second. This is a video of Wes talking about how Dutch officials are shooting wolves with paintballs to make them fear humans again. Now, that was satire, right, Wes?
It was something I said was satire. I forget exactly the angle I went with, but it was total bullshit. But no, it is. That was why they were doing it, is to make them fear humans. And I think I said that it was just going to make them more aggressive or something.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. Yeah. But TJ Mosley comments.
Another real one. Yeah.
LMBO. I hope that's not racist. I don't know what that's an acronym for. So untrue. Right. Are you noticing a trend? Are you noticing a trend in the comments? People are questioning the truth here on our page, and I don't like it, and I don't understand why.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's okay. Last comment.
I mean, they're just calling us fake news, man. But this is like the news haters. This is just the top G alphas or whatever they call themselves. This is the Andrew Tate people getting back at us.
The alpha boys.
They're gonna. If you click all these profiles of these all men, I'm sure it's probably going to be an Andrew Tate fan. Is my guess.
There you go. Okay, guys. Lastly, I want to. We posted a photo the other day on social media. It was the photo of. I guess it was a video. It was Matt Gaetz speaking to AOC when this whole Kevin McCarthy house debacle is taking place.
Oh,
obviously, these homies are not friends. They rarely chat. They're polar opposites. We put out any
but they're
lip readers.
They're so opposite. They're so much like each other.
They're so attracted to each other.
I mean, look, Matt Gaetz. Yeah, I'm not going to say it. AOC is very hot. Yeah, absolutely.
The political spectrum is more of a horseshoe than a line.
Agreed.
And when you end up on the ends like they are, you end up being a lot like each other.
Yeah. One of them traffics underage kids, and the other one doesn't. But that's a different story.
It's true, but I mean that's just different brushstrokes from the angles that
They're both
they look
fake
at it from.
pieces of shit.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely both want attention at any cost, including what Gavin says. Vets aren't getting assistance from their congressional offices. That's what Matt Gaetz is doing.
There you go.
And AOC by helping him. So.
Well, here's a comment I want to read because I really thought it was cool to hear from a lip reader because we had a lip reader in the comments. Said any lip readers. N. Warwick said, lip reader here. So AOC starts by saying, quote, "There isn't much time before the session closes. If you want to close this deal now, go for it. I won't have any part in this. But if you turn your back on this caucus again after what I did for you last night, then it's off. Furthermore, this is absolutely fake and I'm not a lip reader. And now you will never get your 5 seconds back. Chaos prevails. Leave the comment section now."
That was awesome.
Great
comment.
Pretty dope. Great comment. Fantastic comment there. Guys, yeah, that's the high five. Update on my kid biting situation. I'm white knuckled every fucking day, bro. Like,
oh no,
just because
I got you on the rope.
We're just one bite away.
Yeah, I know.
We're just one bite away. So we like feigned like we were gonna figure it out, and like right when we had the meeting where we were told we were on a one bite situation. We're like, yeah, we'll go find another daycare option. Spent about 5 hours doing that, and then slowly kind of just let that train run off the rails as we go day by day, hoping it's never going to happen or not going to happen. But dude, every notification, you get a notification when the kid takes a shit, takes a piss, takes a nap. Every single one, I have them on noise notifications, so I hear them 10 times a day. I'm looking down, just waiting to see cash.
I mean, but why? Why
bit
don't
of
you
child.
just let it fly, and then you won't even know till later, and it'll be
don't
less.
even worry about it. Nothing you can.
Well, here's the situation. Will, I'm the pickup parent, so I can't just let it.
You
fly.
have to sprint into action if he bites somebody.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. If he does bite someone and he does get suspended, I am gonna move there as slowly as possible. But I just need to be on top of it in case there's an emergency. But if he does bite a kid, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, I'm across state right now. I guess I'll see you. I guess I'll see you in a couple hours. Get my money's worth.
Josh from North Carolina told me to put the Matrix glasses on, so that's why I did it. Fellas.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. Real quick.
Also, Mason Clark makes a great point. I wish I could afford to become a humanitarian.
That's true. You can't. Yeah, that's mostly true. That's mostly true. Yeah, you can be a humanitarian with your time on, but it's mostly true. Guys,
I skipped the volunteer session today. I signed my son up for. Just completely skipped it. Just had the intention to going and just skipped it.
What were you supposed to be volunteering for?
It was like a food bank in Austin. We were supposed to go to the warehouse and just sort food. I was trying to teach him something, and instead I dropped him off at his friend's house so I could smoke cigarettes in peace, and just skipped it.
How long ago did you book it?
Like 2 weeks.
And was it spurred by something he did something messed up, or you were like, oh, yeah, I gotta do this?
Just because he's playing too many fucking video games and shit. I just wanted to and I felt like I needed some good karma too. It was completely.
That's good. So you're
So
being
you told-
humanitarian.
How'd you put it to him? How'd you put it to him? You're like, listen.
I said, listen, we're gonna volunteer at a food bank. I think it's something we should do. You're out of school. It's nice. You need and you're becoming a real fucking asshole. So
there you go.
Yeah.
How did he respond to that?
He said, "Fine, whatever."
Fine, whatever. He wasn't happy.
Yeah. No, he didn't.
But
He's a good kid.
He'll learn the lesson in the end. You'll get to
We
the food
skipped
bank.
it. Yeah.
Steve says, well, maybe not next time. Maybe you'll sign up again. Steven C brings up a great point. He says bestiality is okay, but West draws the line at bathing with family.
Yeah, I do draw the line at bathing with family.
Yeah, it's so much more complicated than that.
Yeah,
guys,
it really is.
It's really shades of.
I'm not related to the dog.
Shades of brown.
I'm not fucking the dog either. I'm talking about hot chicks getting fucked by dogs.
Listen on Monday because it is one of the craziest Florida Man Fridays that we've done in a while, and this topic comes back.
Dude, did you guys dive into? So I went and looked at her Twitter after.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a troll, right? Now that
bro,
people...
it's not a troll, dude.
It's not.
No.
She posted
these women exist.
I should have grabbed the photo, but she posted a photo with her parents, right? Graduation, high school graduation or college graduation, and as soon as I saw the parents, I was like, "Oh God, this is not a troll, dude. This
a real
is...
like a wife swap family."
Yeah, you could say that. You could say that.
You know what I mean?
You add the two numbers up that are her parents, and you're not supposed to get the number that she is. You know what I mean? It just don't make sense.
The Connors have snakes and love.
Yeah.
They worship the devil.
I'll put it this way. There's two types of thin dads, and when I say dads, I mean getting past 50. There's two types of thin dads. There's athletic thin dad, and then there's got serious problems thin dad, and that was the thin dad that she has. Got serious problems thin dad, and then there's. I'm going to stop there because it's not nice. But guys, what I want to get into real quick before we end the show, we have a Patreon. We talk about it quite often. A lot of you all are members. A lot of you are not. Here's the deal: we do 2 bonus podcasts a week. That Will was just mentioning, Florida Man Friday and the Hive Hour. We also have a Discord that's tiered, and once a month we do a trivia with any send in the car that's top tier. Everyone gets access to the Discord. It's part of our community. It's super helpful to us. I want to read off. We're going to start doing this once a month, but our newest patrons real quick. Florida Man Friday tier. Shout out Bryce, Daniel Hayes, CJ Miley, Monica Maloney, Colton Cooper, and John. Pop the clutch tier. Shout out Casey Dobbins, Brian McCory, Chris, Matthew Parsons. And really big week, I got to tell you, for the Send in the Car tier, which is our top tier, our big month. It's the... I looked back at last month, and it was bottom heavy, but this month it's top heavy. Joshua Quinley, Big Money M, Daniel Stockling back. A.M. Hardo did an upgrade. John Hintz did an upgrade. Kodiak, Eric Donahue, Matteo Ledoux, and Sam Penn. And for that, guys, I got to
send in the car.
That was 9, sending the cars.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Look, and I'm not a musician, but someone out there is. So turn that into a song. It'll be a banger. Yeah. Someone says, Taylor Sell, I'll read a comment that we're out. I truly believe you all have an extra, quote, business model. I'm a 39-year-old male that listens or has listened to several pods over the years, but only around 5 keep my attention. Y'all will be big. We deeply appreciate that, Taylor.
All right,
but,
Taylor.
But when we are entering our 5th year as a show,
you just gotta have patience. When to see the nipple,
Hector. When to see the nipple. Let's spin.
Also, big congrats to Wes on that segment. Might be your best work yet. Says
Thank
Meeks.
you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Love all you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Happy New Year to everyone that wished us Happy New Year. Let's kick ass in 2023, right?
Yeah, we forgot about it in the Patreon. Also once a month-ish or half a year, Wes does a solo ranting.
I'm going to start to put a little more work into those. Recently, they've just been me driving around and just literally ranting.
It's called Half a Pack with Wes.
Yeah, but I've got some.
And he
skits.
smokes in his car.
If you like the voiceover skits, I got a few in the works. So yeah, there we go. All right, so this is for Tuesday's show, right? Because we're
right. Yeah, we'll all be at a wedding. I'll be wearing my much larger suit pants from the same style suit, just 5 years newer, and this weekend.
And this new music is called The Trap Mission. Here we go.
Okay, cool.
Ooh. I got it for you on Tuesday. I'll have your cup of coffee again. I'm going on a little bit of a coffee run here.
You are. You're gonna start to think I'm doing this on purpose to you.
No, as long as you have
something.
as long as I could see your wheels spinning, Wes, I have no qualms.
I know.
But there was a couple days there where that your internet was just not good enough.
Oh yeah, that was. But there's been nothing shady the entire time. I promise.
That's great, Glummit. I'll try to find some bad comments about us. Or am I back on the high five? Was that for the high five?
Oh, was that for the high five?
No bad comments because you all adhere to the 3 golden rules: look good, smell good, and put out. Yes, we do.
That was for the high five. Okay.
So I'll be on the high five next week. Wes, pull it up again.
Here we go. It's not spinning because we just did it.
I hear you.
Play again.
New song again.
Ooh, it's gonna be two-taps.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a new song. Every time I spin the wheel, it's a new song.
All right, I'll bring you the cup of coffee there on Tuesday. But there is a fresh new episode if you're not a Patreon subscriber on Monday, so tune in for that to get a taste of what that is. Yeah, it's the weekend. Be safe. Have fun. Have a great fucking weekend.